I'm in Indianapolis and this is my first ever IndyCar race.
I'm Liam, an F1 fan traveling the US to explore American motorsports, and this video is all about IndyCar. I'm here to see what makes this series unique, from the fans and the cars to the drivers themselves.
I would say the American Formula One.
As I head towards the track, the first thing I notice is the warm welcome.
Everybody was so nice over here at gate 1. They were so friendly. They were like, hello, good morning, how are you? Have a nice race. Enjoy your weekend. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm in a good mood now. Right now I'm gonna head to the media center. I'm gonna be spending some time with Andretti. Gonna be meeting Marcus Ericsson, hopefully, fellow countryman, fellow Swede who races here at IndyCar, former F1 driver as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a great time. I'm really looking forward to it.
Walking into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the first time, it's impossible not to feel the weight of history here.
Welcome to the racing capital of the world. Gotta love how Americans hype up everything. It's always of the world.
This place isn't just a racetrack, it's the heart of American open-wheel racing. Since 1911, it's hosted the iconic Indy 500, one of the oldest and most legendary motorsports events in the world. Some of Formula One's biggest names have even come here to take it on, like Fernando Alonso and Juan Pablo Montoya. IndyCar, as we know it today, was built around this very track. Over the years, the series evolved through different formats, names, and philosophies, but eventually unified into one championship in 2008, which features a mix of oval racing, street circuits, and road courses. One of the biggest differences from Formula One is the cars themselves.
Let's take a look at this. This is my first real look at an IndyCar. It looks sort of like a Formula One car, except it has a windshield.
In IndyCar, every driver races with the same chassis, the same aerodynamic package, and a choice of just 2 engines. That levels the playing field and puts the emphasis squarely on driver skill. It makes for unpredictable racing and a closer connection with the fans, because anyone on the grid can win on any given weekend. Something that appealed to former F1 driver and current IndyCar driver Marcus Ericsson, who I will be speaking to tomorrow on race day. But first, I'm taking in my first IndyCar experience watching the junior categories of Indy Next and USF 2000 before heading to the team garages and talking to some of the fans.
That's sick. I'm so excited. I know nothing about IndyCar. I've never watched a full race. I've seen some clips, you know. This is completely new, and so far so good. It's sort of like a hybrid between NASCAR and Formula One, in that walking here through the pit lane seems it's very similar to what it was like in NASCAR, but then the cars look more similar to Formula One. This is, by the way, the weekend before the Indy 500, so the Indy 500 is the biggest race of the year. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Now we get some action. So they do a rolling start. I need to look up what this series is. Okay, the thing is, I don't know who's racing, so, you know, it's always a bit difficult to get into it when you don't have a horse in the race, you know what I mean? So I need to decide who I'm going to support. Let me have a look there. Who's there? Hook. I saw the name Hook. I'm supporting Hook now. Actually, I need to Google what he looks like. Hook. Ayrton Hook. His name is Ayrton. Is he Brazilian? Ayrton Hook. Ayrton Hook. Oh, let's just go to his Instagram now. Oh, he's American. He's not Brazilian. He's not related to Senna. Okay. There's 7 laps to go, and our guy Hook is in 8th place. I told you, Hook. He's Senna reborn. And there you have it, guys. The race is over. Hook finished 8th. Now it's time for the IndyCar practice session. So this is going to be my first time seeing IndyCars in action, and it's about to start in about 3 minutes or so. So I'm just going to head into the pit lane here, have a look at the cars. As with all race weekends, slowly but surely, the excitement builds up, the energy increases, more and more people show up, and that's happening right now. You can already tell that there's a lot more people here and a lot more action than there was when I was here this morning, only like 3 hours ago. So first impressions is they're a lot quicker than than the previous series I saw, which is obviously understandable. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of F1, to be honest. I'm sort of trying to get my finger on what the core demographic is for IndyCar. I don't personally know anyone who watches IndyCar. What makes you an IndyCar fan?
I mean, just the access, really. I mean, like, we're standing here in the garages and there's drivers and cars going everywhere. I mean, you can't get any better.
I just love IndyCar because being here, like, born and raised in Indy, like, it just goes to show how much of an influence it has on our community.
Just the whole environment, all the people, you can see what a great atmosphere it is, and it's like this every time we're out here.
I think the personalities are great too. It's fun to be interested in a sport where you get to be so close and to the drivers and get to know so much about them.
How long have you been following the sport?
Probably, I mean, I've lived in Indy forever, so technically like 26 years, but for the last 4 or 5, pretty well.
Wow, what about you? Are you also from Indy?
Yes, I'm from Indy, but I bought my tickets 9 a.m. this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
wow.
So that is the most recent experience that I've had with the cars.
What makes you an IndyCar fan?
Oh, I love when they turn left, but I like it better when they turn right.
So what would you say is your favorite thing about IndyCar?
The amazing how fast they are. And I know I'm a big guy. I can't get in them cars. These little short guys and stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, I wish I was like that, you know? But no, I'm just too big. So Santa Claus got a certain size we got to be. But we just enjoy it, that's it.
Exactly. And what about you?
So for me, it was being down on the very first time by pit road, the smell of the tires. I said to him, I said, man, just smell the tires. It was like electric.
This is the biggest event of the year in the city, would that be correct?
Oh yeah, it's awesome to see community. Like I put checkered flags out in my yard. Several people on my street do the same thing. I come out here every year for usually both races, come out here for practice a couple days, come out for qualifications with friends. So
now I'm going to eat this cheeseburger, and then it's time for IndyCar qualifying. So that's going to be really cool. Now is when the real action begins, you know?
Qualifying in IndyCar works a little differently than in Formula One. On road and street circuits, it's a knockout format made up of 3 rounds. First, the field is split into 2 groups. The fastest 6 drivers from each group move on. Then comes round 2, where the top 12 battle it out for a place in the final session, the Firestone Fast 6. That's where pole position is decided in a short, all-or-nothing shootout.
I'm going to go here by the number 28, Marcus Ericsson, and hopefully get some close-up shots of him during quali. It starts in half an hour, I was too early. All right, guys, here we are, number 28, Ericsson. All right, let's go. I'm getting hyped now. Okay, let's see if our broski, Mr. Ericsson, has shown up. Is he situated inside the vehicle? I mean, he should be. It's soon time to go. Woo! Can't see him. Our boy Marcus Ericsson has the 3rd fastest time currently. Kom igen nu Sverige, ta hem hela skiten. Nu kör vi.
At this year's Sonsio Grand Prix, Alex Palou took pole position with a flying lap in the final seconds. Graham Rahal joined him on the front row after a standout session for RLL, with 2 of his teammates also making the Fast 6. Marcus Ericsson qualified 20th, not where he would have wanted to start, but as a former F1 driver and Indy 500 winner, he's no stranger to fighting through the field, something we will discuss tomorrow on race day.
There he is, Mr. Marcus. Good morning, everyone. It is no, it's not Sunday. It's Saturday. It's race day here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Today is a special weekend. It's a shorter one because the next race will be the Indy 500, which is the biggest race on the entire race calendar. So they make this race a little bit shorter. Now, I've just arrived at the Andretti hospitality because I'm going to be talking to my fellow countryman and racing driver, Marcus Ericsson, which is going to be very, very exciting. I'm not going to lie, guys. I did run here. I thought I wasn't going to make it, but I'm never late. I'm never late. Even when I'm late, I'm not late. So I'm 10 minutes early. You know what I mean? That's late for me.
Marcus Ericsson is a driver for Andretti Global and someone many F1 fans will remember. He spent 5 seasons in Formula One, racing wheel-to-wheel with some of the greatest drivers of all time, including Fernando Alonso and the prime-era Lewis Hamilton. But unlike them, Marcus never had the machinery to show his full potential, spending his career in backmarket teams fighting hard for every point. Eventually, he made the switch to IndyCar, and that's where things changed. Here, in a series where the playing field is more level, Marcus found success. He's won races, earned respect, and in 2022, he pulled off the biggest win of his career, the Indy 500. In a dramatic finish under caution, he held off a late charge to take victory at one of the world's most iconic races. It's been a long road from his early days in the small Swedish town of Kumla.
You're from Kumla?
Kumla. Beautiful Kumla. You know one thing Kumla is known for?
No, I don't.
We have the biggest prison in Sweden.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, that's true. I do know that, yeah.
Biggest prison in Sweden. That's our claim to fame. Kumla. Biggest prison in Sweden.
That's a big flex here in the US.
I know. Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty cool, huh? All the worst people in Sweden, they all live in Kumla. My fellow neighbors.
Oh, you said that.
Shout out.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But I live like 500 meters from the prison as well.
Seriously?
Yeah, I could literally see the prison from my house where I grew up.
Did that ever make you nervous? Or?
Yeah, because once when I was growing up, there was like a breakout. Like there was like a big took like hostages and shit, and like they got jumped over the wall, and then they like run out, and we were there like living 500 meters away. It was a big drama. Oh. But I was thinking, my theory was always like, if someone escapes from a prison, you're not gonna hang around like just outside the prison, right? Like you want to get as furthest away as possible from the prison. Yeah. So I was thinking that was always my sort of mindset around it. So that, yeah, I don't know, made me calm.
So even back then you could keep your cool.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
That's why you won the Indy 500.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the prison.
Yeah, grow up close to a prison and then you'll win the 500. It's the key.
That's hilarious. I watched your Indy 500 win before I came here. Can you just talk us through that whole race and your emotions during it?
Yeah, I mean, it is a very long race. It's a lot about positioning yourself for the end of it, right? So like not making any mistakes and just positioning yourself in that top group for the very last part of it. So I did that day, you know, I did a perfect race, and then in the end, when it was like 20 laps to go, it was just like foot down and go for it, and managed to build up a big gap and was sort of had the race won, and then that crash happened where Jimmy crashed, and it was a red flag, and everyone stopped, and it was a restart with 2 laps to go, and obviously me and Pato was battling it out, and it was really like super dramatic finish, and to be fair, the way you want to win that race, so it was, I mean, it's my highlight of my career, and then, you know, it's not much that can beat a win like that.
How would you describe IndyCar to someone who has no idea what it is?
It's like I would say the American Formula One. I think these days a lot of people obviously know what Formula One is, but IndyCar is, if you look at it, it looks similar to a Formula One car, but we obviously race here in the US.
What makes IndyCar so special from a driver's perspective and from a fan perspective?
Anyone can win. So basically in IndyCar, everyone has the same car to work with. So in Formula One, you have like every team building their own car. IndyCar, everyone has exactly the same car. So that means every race, everyone has an opportunity to win. So that's by far the biggest difference. And that's why for a fan tuning in and watching a race, there's a lot more uncertainty and like random things that can happen.
When you switched to IndyCar, what was the hardest thing to unlearn from your F1 experience?
I think in F1, because you have like such perfect cars, like the car always feels really good to drive, whereas in IndyCar, because it's a one-spec series, it's more rough. Like the car is never gonna feel super good, so you just have to like get on with it and sort of drive the wheels of it. Whereas in F1, you can always be like, oh, we need to build a new part for this, we need to build this, we need to build that, so you can always like look for perfection. Whereas IndyCar is like a compromise, you just like get the car as good as you can and then just drive the wheels of it.
When you say IndyCar is more like for the drivers, it seems.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more a drivers' championship, and it's a lot more like drive the shit out of that thing. You know, like whereas F1 is like precision, every millimeter is like making a difference. It's just so like precision work. Whereas IndyCar is a lot more rough around the edges.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that went well, I would say. What a nice guy Marcus Ericsson is. Marcus is from a tiny town as well in Sweden, which I can very much relate to. He's from a very random place, and I'm also from a very random place. It's now time for the race, so I'm heading to the track because I'm going to be participating in the grid walk. By participating, I mean I'm just going to walk around and show you guys, but that's cool too. So I'm always surprised by how how chilled everything is when you're not at an F1 race. They just say, oh yeah, just fucking walk on the track. Like.
I make my way down the track trying to find Marcus Ericsson's car, but it's more packed than the Tokyo Underground during rush hour.
You feel good?
Yeah, really good. It's a race day. It's always like, that's the best day, so I'm ready to go.
Perfect. I was looking for you. I was like, I can't miss that green
No,
suit.
I know. This is like, you can see from a mile away, so perfect.
Perfect, man. Good luck.
Thank you, boss.
All right, there we go. He seemed cool as a cucumber. Happy, excited for this race, so gonna find my way to the grandstands and cheer him on.
Driver, start your engine!
Let's go!
The Grand Prix kicked off with immediate drama. Graham Rahal made an aggressive move into turn 1, seizing the lead from pole sitter Alex Palou. Meanwhile, Colton Herta faced early challenges, setting the stage for a race filled with strategic battles and on-track action. Midway through the race, Marcus Ericsson encountered a mechanical issue that caused his car to slow unexpectedly.
Marcus Ericsson has had an incident and ended up in the grass. I didn't see what happened, obviously, from here, so...
Top 10, he's lost 3 positions in the last couple of laps.
David Malukas, unable to avoid the slowing car, made contact, sending Ericsson spinning into the grass. It was a tough break for the Andretti driver. After the incident, I headed over to the pit lane and noticed Ericsson's tires covered in grass, a clear sign of this off-track excursion.
You never know what can happen in this sport. Hey, how's it going so far?
Not too bad. We just did our first stop. Hit a bit of a stall coming out of the box, but it was all right.
Yeah.
Got him going again. He's back out there. Yeah.
Is it stressful doing one of those pit stops?
Sometimes the first few are stressful, but once you get into a rhythm of it, it's pretty easy. You get into a natural feel of it.
Prema Racing faced their own set of challenges. Callum Ilott was involved in an incident with Connor Daly that sent the pair of them spinning. Despite this, Ilott soldiered on. As the race progressed, Alex Palou showcased his dominance. After trailing Rahal for a significant portion, Palou executed a decisive overtake and pulled away to secure his 3rd consecutive Sonsio Grand Prix victory and 4th win of the season. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, as I will be heading to the Indy 500 very soon. Until then, check out some of my other videos. See you on the next one.